something. That person is playing with intellectual property. Now, when you create something, that creation can be protected under the law. And so that comes with now the different types of intellectual property creation, protection, I mean. So the first protection that comes under the law is trademark, right? So this is when, this is about basically creating something new and then trademarking it if it falls under the category of a trademark. So let me give you an example. A person creates a product and the person has a name for that product, and that product is unique in the market. So what happens is you actually apply to trademark the name of that product. So it becomes exclusive to you in the market. That's one type of intellectual property. Another type of intellectual property is industrial designs. So you're a fashion designer, you know, and you've done something beautiful with unique color combinations, you know, something very unique, right? So you can actually protect that unique creation at law by what? Applying for an industrial design. So that's the second type of intellectual property. The third type is the patent, and this patent usually functions most in the tech industry. So patent is basically protecting a new invention or a new innovation, right? So if you have something, if you have a new process in your organization, if there's something new you guys have developed within the concept of a product, you can patent that new innovation. Another one is called the trade secret. Trade secret is just basically like is basically about, you know, having a commercial concept in your business that is very, very unique and that kinds of attract new clients to you. So it's like you're protecting a trade secret. That's like, the exact word.
Many restaurants protect their recipes.
Exactly, you know, so you're protecting that unique commercial concept, or that unique idea in your business that gives you an upper edge in the market.
Yes, why Coke and Pepsi don't taste alike.
Exactly, you know. And so the only difference between the thing about the trade secret is that the trade secret is it's a unique concept in the business as well, and it's the only difference between the trade secret and other types is that the trade secret does not necessarily have a law. There's no regulation, so to say, for trade secrets, you know, so that if somebody, so it's a trade secret because it's known to you alone, it's unique to your company, it's secret to your business. So there's really no regulation, although there are regulations for patent trademarks, but there's no regulation, so to say, in Nigeria for trade secrets. And the last one is geographical indications, right? So this is basically about you protecting certain concepts that are unique to a particular geographical space. So if there's a plant, or probably there's a certain kind of creation.
Can we say, I think tequila has it been, I don't know.
It sounds like it, but I'm not really sure. Yeah, but there are certain creations, creations that can be traced to an origin. So when you trace it to an origin, usually geographical indications are some things that the government should actually be interested in, so they can protect these unique creations within those industries. So those are like, you know, the basic, you know, notions around intellectual property.
Okay, so please take note that she said basic, so don't think you already know everything. After this, you may want to reach out to her, you know, and ask more questions. So how valuable is intellectual property to business owners?
Super valuable. I mean, you can't underestimate how important intellectual property is. So I tell people that the smartest entrepreneurs actually are building a portfolio of intellectual property.
Wow.
Right? So because if you look at investors these days, investors are no longer concerned about whether you have a real estate somewhere, whether you have a big mansion. People are no more focused on tangible. People are now looking at, you know, what intellectual property assets do you have in your business. So it's important that business owners begin to avert their minds to intellectual property and how valuable it is for their businesses. Take, for example, the trademark. You're building a solid brand and you're investing in marketing, you're investing in arts, you're investing in promotions, you're doing PR, and your name, you don't even know if your name is unique to what you're doing. You don't know if your name is unique to the product you're creating. So I tell brand owners that, look, you have to make effort to protect your name at law. Make efforts to do the filings so that you can know that you own this name. It's not nice for you to have done all those things, made those investments,
and then
someone else just comes to
benefit.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Someone else just comes to serve you a letter that, look, you can't use this name anymore because why your customers are already, they've already identified your product with that name.
Yes.
So this is why it's important for business owners to take their intellectual property assets really seriously. And the truth is, depending on how curious or depending on how interested you are in intellectual property, you can actually build a portfolio of IP all around your business, all around your products.
Very true.
Depending on how strategic you are. And the truth is, you can even value your IP. I mean, there's what is called intellectual property valuation. So you can get experts, to value your IP so that it can add more business value to your business. So I think intellectual property is quite important for every business owner.
So if you are still sleeping on protecting your IP or even knowing what your IP is, I think this is your wake-up call. So lastly, what is your candid advice to business owners on how to make the best use of their intellectual property?
Okay, so honestly, you have to get started. And how do you get started? You need to find an IP expert that works with you on your right. So don't just start doing things and then start doing so much investment, making so much investment in your business, and you're not paying attention to the professionals that can protect your investment. So have a brand strategist, have an intellectual property professional on your team. Get valuation experts so that you can have a holistic overview of your intellectual property. Some people create intellectual property in their businesses and they don't even know that they are creating IP.
Very true.
And people just come in, pick the IP, run with it, and boom.
And they don't even know that someone just stole something from them.
They are not aware. You understand? They are not even aware.
Yes.
So the point is, you need to get to that point where you understand the concept of intellectual property. I wrote a book on intellectual property, right? So it's basically the book basically explains the basics of intellectual property and how important it is to every business owner. So you want to find knowledge on IP, right? Before you even start talking to anybody, you want to understand what IP is. You want to find knowledge about it. Then you want to now start applying that knowledge to your business to give your business a competitive edge, right? So you want to get knowledge. 2, you want to start applying that knowledge to your business, not just for the sake of applying, but to give your business that competitive edge. And then 3, you want to get an IP expert on board, right, that can help you navigate through these issues, because prevention is better than cure.
Very true.
Right? So you need to have somebody on board who can look at everything and say, okay, this is what you should invest in, this is what you should not invest in. And then if there's a problem, you also have that person, that IP professional on board to advise you on how to navigate through those issues. So I would say the first thing, get knowledge. The second thing is to apply that knowledge. And the third thing is to get an IP expert on board for your team.
Wow, this has been an amazing session. I mean, I've learned so much within this short period of time. So I think lastly, rounding up, I'll just say, if you're a creative, a business owner, whether or not you're in the tech industry, whatever industry you are, don't just jump off, create and leave it there. Don't leave it out there. Protect what belongs to you. And you may not even know what is worth protecting, and so you need an expert, as she rightfully said, that you need an expert to help you know what exactly is worth protecting and how to go about protecting it. So until next time, thank you for joining us, and this is us signing out. So you can say bye to our viewers.
Bye.